There comes a point in life when understanding people no longer brings you closer to them. It does the opposite. Every layer you peel back reveals another contradiction, another hidden motive, another quiet desperation concealed behind ordinary smiles. What once felt like curiosity slowly becomes distance. The more clearly you see human nature, the more difficult it becomes to participate in it without feeling like a stranger. Most people believe that solitude is evidence of suffering. If someone disappears for a few weeks, stops replying to messages, declines invitations, or simply chooses silence over conversation, concern quickly turns into judgment. They assume something must be wrong. After all, we have been taught that happiness depends on constant connection, as though the value of a life could be measured by the number of voices surrounding it. Yet history tells a different story. Some of the deepest minds ever to exist deliberately walked away from the crowd. Mystics sought God in deserts rather than cities. Philosophers withdrew from society to confront questions that could not survive the noise of ordinary life. They understood something that modern civilization struggles to accept. There are truths that reveal themselves only in silence, and there are illusions that can survive only in company. Never has humanity been more connected than it is today. Billions of people carry the entire world in their pockets. Messages arrive within seconds. Opinions never stop flowing. Every moment can be shared before it has even been fully lived. Yet loneliness has become one of the defining psychological conditions of the modern age. Research from around the world continues to show rising levels of chronic isolation despite unprecedented digital connectivity. We have perfected communication while quietly forgetting how to understand one another. Perhaps because understanding demands something far rarer than attention. It demands presence. There is a profound difference between being surrounded by people and feeling seen. Some spend their lives inside crowded rooms while carrying an emptiness no conversation can reach. Others spend days in complete silence and discover a peace they never found among endless social rituals. As life unfolds, disappointment becomes an unforgiving teacher. Betrayal changes the way trust feels. Rejection reshapes expectation. Every humiliation leaves behind a subtle scar that teaches the nervous system to anticipate pain long before it arrives. Eventually, distance begins to resemble wisdom. Solitude starts feeling safer than hope. And often, it is. No one can betray the version of you they never get close enough to know. Yet every wall that protects the soul also imprisons it. Every closed gate keeps destruction outside while quietly refusing entry to redemption. The human heart rarely notices the difference until years have already passed. This is the paradox few people speak about. Sometimes the more deeply you understand people, the less you wish to stand among them. The question is whether that distance is the beginning of freedom, or the first step toward disappearing while still alive. Very few people withdraw from the world overnight. Distance is rarely born from a single disappointment. More often, it grows quietly, shaped by countless encounters that slowly change the way we perceive human nature. Every betrayal leaves behind a new lens. Every lie sharpens our vision. Every broken promise strips away another comforting illusion, until the world begins to appear exactly as it is. Beautiful in fragments, yet deeply fractured beneath the surface. At first, greater understanding feels like wisdom. Then it begins to feel like exile. There is an uncomfortable truth hidden beneath most relationships. People rarely see one another as they truly are. They see projections, expectations, conveniences, and reflections of their own desires. Much of what we call love depends upon illusion. Much of what we call friendship survives, because certain truths remain politely unspoken. Once those illusions dissolve, conversations that once felt meaningful often begin to sound strangely empty. The philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer believed that the more intelligent a person becomes, the more capable they are of enduring solitude. Whether or not his conclusion was entirely correct, it points towards something difficult to ignore. Awareness has a price. The deeper your understanding of human behavior, the harder it becomes to mistake performance for authenticity. Spiritual traditions have expressed a similar idea for thousands of years. They describe the world as a place where the ego constantly seeks recognition, status, certainty, and control. Beneath polished identities lies the same restless hunger that has followed humanity since the beginning. Few people ever confront it. Most simply learn to decorate it. This realization changes the way you move through life. Crowds become louder. Conversations become thinner. Silence begins to carry more substance than words. Eventually, you stop searching for people who will complete you. Instead, you begin searching for moments in which your soul no longer feels divided against itself. That is often the moment when solitude stops feeling like loneliness and starts resembling the only place where truth still whispers. One of the hardest lessons life teaches is that people are rarely who they appear to be. We spend years believing that honesty is common, that loyalty is natural, that kindness is offered freely. Experience slowly dismantles those assumptions. The masks become easier to recognize. The compliments begin to sound transactional. Even affection sometimes reveals itself as a negotiation hidden beneath warm words. This realization doesn't usually make a person cynical overnight. It makes them observant. And observation can be an isolating gift. The more carefully you study human behavior, the more you notice that much of social life revolves around invisible exchanges. Approval is traded for conformity. Authenticity is sacrificed for belonging. Many conversations exist simply to preserve comfort rather than reveal truth. Carl Jung warned that people will do almost anything to avoid confronting themselves. It is often easier to maintain an illusion than to survive the pain of dismantling it. Perhaps this is why genuine understanding feels strangely lonely. The mystics often described awakening as a form of death, not the death of the body, but the slow disappearance of comforting illusions. Every attachment questioned, every certainty dissolved, every identity exposed as something temporary. The world remains the same, yet it becomes impossible to experience it through the same innocent eyes. There is grief in seeing clearly, not because humanity is entirely corrupt, but because every soul carries contradictions it struggles to escape. We long for unconditional love while protecting our pride. We seek truth while fearing what it might demand of us. We crave connection while quietly hiding the parts of ourselves that matter most. Eventually, you realize that understanding people does not make them easier to love. It simply removes the fantasy that they were ever simple to begin with. And once that veil falls, returning to comfortable ignorance becomes one of the few journeys that no longer exists. There is a silent cost that comes with becoming more conscious. The more deeply you understand yourself, the more clearly you begin to understand others. Their fears become predictable. Their ambitions reveal the insecurities beneath them. Their anger often conceals pain. Even their kindness sometimes carries an invisible expectation waiting to be fulfilled. What once felt mysterious slowly becomes familiar, and familiarity can quietly dissolve fascination. Many spiritual traditions describe human existence as a state of sleep. Most people move through life reacting instead of observing, repeating inherited beliefs, chasing desires they never consciously chose. They call it freedom, yet much of it resembles habit, wearing the mask of free will. Seeing this changes the way you relate to the world. You begin noticing how often people speak without listening, promise without intending, judge without understanding. Entire relationships are built upon mutual performances, each person protecting an identity they fear losing. The tragedy is that many never discover who they are beneath those carefully maintained masks. This is why awareness can feel isolating, not because conscious people become superior, but because they become unable to fully participate in comforting illusions. Once a dream has been recognized as a dream, pretending it is reality requires exhausting effort. Ancient mystics often spoke of the dark night of the soul, a period where old meanings collapse before deeper truths emerge. It is not a punishment. It is the painful space between losing false certainty and discovering authentic understanding. Few welcome that passage because it demands the surrender of everything the ego calls security. Perhaps that is why genuine wisdom is so often accompanied by quiet sadness. The more clearly you see the human condition, the less inclined you become to judge it. Everyone is fighting invisible battles, imprisoned by fears they rarely recognize. We are all searching for permanence in a world where everything eventually disappears. Understanding people, then, is not the end of loneliness. It is the beginning of seeing that every soul carries a solitude no one else can completely enter. Perhaps the greatest irony of understanding people is that it rarely makes relationships easier. It makes them quieter. There comes a moment when you no longer expect everyone to be honest. You stop believing every promise, every smile, every display of confidence. Experience teaches that human beings are creatures of contradiction. We are capable of extraordinary compassion and astonishing cruelty, sometimes within the same day, sometimes toward the same person. The more deeply you grasp this paradox, the less interested you become in superficial connections. Many mistake this change for arrogance. It is often exhaustion. You grow tired of conversations that never move beyond appearances. You notice how much energy people invest in maintaining identities that collapse the moment life becomes difficult. Social status fades, beauty ages, wealth changes hands, opinions shift with the crowd. The things people spend decades protecting often disappear without asking permission. Ancient philosophers called this impermanence. Mystics called it attachment. Modern psychology speaks of identity and defense mechanisms. Different languages, perhaps, pointing toward the same reality. Much of what we cling to was never truly ours. Recognizing this does not remove suffering. It reveals how much suffering is created by refusing to accept the nature of existence itself. That realization changes the way you seek companionship. You stop searching for people who merely entertain your mind. You begin longing for those rare souls who are willing to question themselves, to sit with uncertainty, to speak honestly even when honesty is uncomfortable. Such encounters are uncommon, which makes solitude feel less like an absence and more like a consequence of seeing clearly. Perhaps that is the hidden burden of wisdom. The clearer your vision becomes, the fewer places feel like home. Yet there is also something strangely sacred in that distance. It forces you to stop searching for meaning in the unstable hearts of others and begin confronting the one mystery that has followed you since birth. Who are you when every illusion, every role, and every expectation finally falls away? If this video gave words to thoughts you've carried for years, then you've already become part of something bigger than a YouTube channel. This community exists for people who aren't afraid to question, reflect, and look beyond appearances. With more than 100 videos exploring philosophy, psychology, spirituality, and the darker corners of the human experience, there's always another conversation waiting for you. If you'd like to help keep this work alive, consider becoming a channel member. You'll support future videos while gaining access to exclusive perks and helping this community continue to grow. And if this video truly resonated with you, you can also leave a super thanks. Every contribution, no matter the size, directly supports the creation of more thoughtful content like this. That said, never feel obligated. Simply watching the videos, subscribing, leaving a like, or sharing them with someone who might need them already helps more than you probably realize. Thank you for being here. See you in the next reflection.